Israel, Christ, and the great war for your soul. What aren't they telling you about your origin? Is belonging to the chosen a matter of a genetic lottery, or perhaps a test of character that most of us are currently failing? We live in an age of great deception, a programmed illusion in which false interpretations of prophecies force us to applaud evil and call it a blessing. The contemporary religious and political world has been drawn into a dangerous game of appearances, where under the cloak of biblical slogans, structures contrary to the teachings of Yeshu are promoted. The truth about your origin and loyalty is much deeper than any passport or family tree. This is a manifesto of a reality that many prefer not to see. A cosmic war for your soul is ongoing, and the front line runs through your conscience. Proto-Evangelium, or the beginning of the cosmic conflict. The foundation for understanding today's chaos is the book of Genesis 3, verse 15. This is not just an archaic legend about a talking snake, but a description of the first phase of a total conflict between the seed of the woman and the seed of the serpent. God announces the coming of the Savior here, but simultaneously defines an inevitable struggle. The woman here symbolizes God's organization, from which the seed, Yeshu, Christ, emerges. This war has its brutal, physical dimension. The serpent attacks the heel of the seed, which was fulfilled in the passion of Yeshu on the cross. However, the verdict is final. The seed will crush the serpent's head, putting an end to the reign of Satan. This conflict is not history. It is an ongoing reality in which every decision of yours is a choice to side with one of the parties. I will put enmity between you and the woman, and between your seed and her seed. He shall crush your head, and you shall bruise his heel. The myth of genetic priority, the lesson of Cain. The first human who spectacularly failed in this war was Cain. As the firstborn son of Adam and Eve, he theoretically possessed the best genes and full right to the blessing. However, Cain proved that lineage is an empty slogan. Through the murder of Abel, he became the first child of Satan in history. Although Cain's line was physically wiped out by the flood, his spiritual virus survived. Cain was the prototype of power systems based on fear and violence. It was he who, fleeing from God, began to build cities, which are structures intended to provide him security without God's care. This is a key lesson. Service to evil often begins unintentionally by giving into anger, hatred, and building one's own systems of power. Features of spiritual software, conscience. Internal compass, a spirit implanted by God which flawlessly informs about evil even when state systems command it to be done. Indelible mark. An example is modern Israel